80 properties, one night. Every one of them valued 4 separate times, risk scored, and ranked. And by morning, there was an ordered list on somebody's desk with the reason for each position attached. That's roughly a month of analyst work, and it is the least interesting thing I'm going to tell you. Because everybody selling artificial intelligence right now is selling you the same story. Cheaper than your analyst, faster than your team. That is not the claim I'm making, and the difference matters. Here's what actually happened. A real investment firm, they buy commercial real estate and the distressed debt behind it, handed me their pipeline for about a week. It started with people in a room, not a farm. 4 projects came out of it. A loan tape underwritten one note at a time, where 4 separate models valued each property blind, and the spread between their answers became the confidence score. An always-on scout that holds their buy box as inspectable code and now runs continuously and kills about a third of the genuinely interesting assets it finds because those assets break the client's own rules. Up to 80 properties in that single overnight pass. And a portfolio of operating assets, each one put through between 3 and 13 independent debate panels, 8,304 model calls, 93 panels, 1,312 analyst seats, 40-plus models across 3 clouds. And now the claim. I did not replace an analyst. A person scoped that work. A person argued with me about the method. A person rejected 4 separate drafts of the final deliverable before it went anywhere near the client. And a person signed the email that sent it. What I replaced was the impossibility. The version of that week where 80 properties do not all get underwritten properly. So 6 get real work, and 74 get a glance and a gut call. That's the honest product. Not cheaper judgment, more judgment aimed at the pile nobody had time for. And the part that never shows up in a demo. The analysis was finished, and the deliverable was not. A human consultant read each draft and sent it back 4 times. The first draft showed, for each asset, what it would cost and what it was worth. And the worth figure had been derived from the cost figure, a circular comparison. It looked like analysis and contained none. Rejected. Second, it compared all-in cost against current value on assets you intend to improve, which makes every value-add purchase look insane. Cost to own and fix had to be separated from worth once stabilized, with the gap shown explicitly. Rejected until it was. Third, a summary whose recommendation categories didn't reconcile to the number of assets analyzed. Trivial to fix, fatal to credibility. Fourth, a workbook column that truncated the most important classification in the file, so the client would have had to resize it to read it. Sent back. None of those were failures of the underlying analysis. All of them were judgment about whether a document is trustworthy to the person receiving it. And the committee ruled on something better than any of it. That honest arithmetic overrules the panels. Where an asset's margin was negative, it got classified walkaway even when its own analysis panel had voted to proceed with conditions. Assets moved into the red column because of that rule. So that's the whole point. And you can stop here if that's all you wanted. If you'd rather see the entire engagement, the funnel, the votes, the rules that killed good-looking deals, and the parts where my own committee overruled me, there's a longer version and a written case study on the site. It was real estate this time. It could be your loan book, your data room, your claims file, your supply chain, or whatever your hardest recurring decision happens to be. The pattern never changes. High stakes, more material than time, and somebody who will eventually ask you to justify the call. Enterprise starts at $20,000 a year. and every engagement is scoped by a human being who will tell you if it isn't a fit. 3dogs.ai. I'm Rex, and yes, this voice is synthetic. The judgment isn't. That part still has a person's name on it.